Hey, welcome back everyone. We're going to be going over our two trades for this morning. We did pretty good despite the markets being slow. I think I did okay. We're going to go into our first stock right now, BINI. So BINI was formerly known as MULN, and that stock has been known to be just straight reverse splits after reverse split, and they just take people's money. So I saw this and I was like, okay, but the float is going to be pretty low. But look at their EMA. 200 EMA is like, what is this? Like trillions? Like their reverse split has been so crazy. Let's see, August, June of this year, April of this year, March of this year, February of this year. Like, how does one do it? They've had like 6 reverse splits in a single year. That's absolutely insane. I don't know how they're able to pull this off, but whatever. So I saw the stock, so I was like, okay, let's be careful. I was cautious about how I wanted to exit the trade. I didn't want to hold for too long. So my highlighter is where I got in right here initially. So this is where I initially got bought in, right around here. I bought in on the flush here, starting with 300 shares. And it goes up, rejects, goes up, rejects, and it goes up again, and then I sell. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to take my profits. Profits were already small. It was already only $8. I saw $14 flashing on the tape, but $8 was like, let me just take my profit. It's first trade of the day, and then after that, it kept going up. And I don't know. To me, this was like looking pretty choppy. I mean, topping tail after topping tail. It just didn't really seem clean. There wasn't enough volume. It didn't really. It was slowly increasing in terms of support, and it did spike up a little bit. And yeah, it would have been it would have been a pretty good winner. I think it would have been around 120 had I held up until this point. But since it's the first trade of the day, I didn't really want to take too much risk on holding for so long, or longer than I normally do. So that was a very small win. The next trade is going to be an SPRU. So SPRU, this one actually comes out with some news. The BINI did not come out with any news. That one just popped up on the scanner, and I was like, okay, let's take a couple stabs at it. And I just didn't, really get the profit I wanted. So I was like, okay, let's not just stay too long, overstay our welcome in these colder markets. Let's just be safe. And I think this carried on over to my next trade because I did come up a little bit short on profit. So what was the news catalyst for SPRU? So SPRU pops up on the scanner. They get a multi-year contract, and they get a $10 million deal. So they get their agreement for the multi-million-dollar assignment, and their float was a little bit on the higher end. So yeah, that might have had something to do with it, but they're still considered a penny stock since it is under $2. I believe penny stocks are still. I mean, I know pennies. A dollar isn't a penny, but technically, I believe it's under $2. It's still considered a penny stock. So it still moves a bit slow. So I got in here as soon as it flushes down right here at this VWAP. I take about 500 shares. And it's not really doing anything too favorable, except I think on this trade I was focusing too much on the 1 minute. Also the sentiment of the market, but I really was not paying attention to the 1 minute. I didn't see how strongly open this was, and the support was steadily increasing. Green candle was increasing, and maybe I could have got out here instead of here. I was short. I got $22 out of this trade, and this trade did flush down below VWAP for a little bit, and then spiked up again, double topped over here. Slowly retraced, went up, flushed a little bit, a VWAP level again, and slowly went up to 170, and it sold off from there. But this one, for me to acquire those gains, I would have had to hold for about 15, 16 minutes, which is not something I want to do. So, I mean, if I had held maybe 2 more minutes, yeah, this would have been good. This was pretty volatile at the time. I couldn't really tell which way this was going. I don't think I was paying attention to level 2 as much during this. I think I was just looking at the chart. Sometimes I have to remember, like, okay, look at the level 2, because I like looking at the charts. Like, me personally, I can look at candle bars all day. It's weird, right? But I can look at this shit all day and just, like, I don't know. To me, it's just amazing. It's like seeing the price action sometimes. It's like, whoa, like that shit went up $2, $3. But this one was a bit slower. Same thing. Support was actually increasing, so that should have been my first sign, my first indicator. 2, I should have been looking at the level 2. And yeah, honestly, it wasn't the bad trade. I didn't get up at the top. I mean, I got in around 142, 143 around this area, and I got out 156, so it was okay. No, not 156, 140 right here. I got a little bit high at first. I averaged down. Sorry, I'm talking out of my ass. These are my entries. 149, 147, 140, 145, 140, 149, and then I kept selling. I went over 150 barely. This is like nothing too crazy. If I kept holding, it would have been a little bit more, but honestly, this wasn't the best stock. And I don't know if anyone made a lot today. Today wasn't really the best in terms of momentum. There wasn't really any. The news was kind of boring. Nothing on the feed was really coming up on the small cap high day momentum scanner. So I'll pull that up right now. So as I was looking at the scanner, nothing was really popping up at the hour. So I'll show you what I'm looking at. So this is what I'm looking at most of the time before I'm taking a trade. If this can load, this is how I'm scanning my news feed. So we'll go here. I'm looking at the bottom, these two. I'm at the newsroom. So when I wake up, this is all I see. There's only like one news headline up, and I don't see anything until 7:20. Then for about almost 20 minutes later, another headline, still nothing. Then until 8, nothing came around, and then, really it wasn't anything too crazy until SPRU came out at 5:30 in the morning. So I was up just kind of waiting around. I was just watching the market, seeing what the SPY was doing, watching my options positions. I did make up about 1,000 on Rocket Lab and SoundHound calls. So that one was pretty good on my Robinhood account. But yeah, honestly, today was really, really slow. After the open, maybe there might have been more moves, but I don't really like trading the open. Okay, it's not really loading. But yeah, I'm looking at these two all the time, constantly looking, clicking, okay, what's the next stock that's going to pop up? I'm reading the news headlines. I'm not clicking on every single one. To me, if it sounds good, then I'm going to click on it first, and then I'll be, watching, okay, what's the float size? What's the news? What did it close up on the previous day? So yeah, this is what I'm looking at. And then these two is like whatever I'm looking at. HTCO, 2,000% change. They have a reverse stock split? That's actually insane. Holy shit. What the? Alright, this is new to me. I did not see this. From August 8th, there were about 20 cents. No, this has to be reverse stock split. There's no way. What? SG. That's actually insane. I didn't even see that. Oh, this was later in the morning, so I'm not really trading around this time. But yeah, let's see what the P&L is for the week and for the month. I haven't checked myself. So we're August 8th, first full week. We're up $24, and on the month we're up $96.73. So okay, a little bit shy. Monday was a fucked up Monday, but that's okay. I'm recognizing that these trades have to be a bit more. I have to be a bit more careful. Market's colder. I can't get too hasty. I know I'm being a little bit preservative with like my trading. I am exiting out early. It is that fear of me losing on a colder day because I know it's like okay, I'm done for the day. But if I do end up losing for that day, I need to just walk away and not take any more trades, even though I have more, because that would be bad if I kept over trading on a loss. So I'm looking forward to Monday. Monday is going to be exciting. I'm really hoping to see some pretty good moves Monday. Hopefully, if not, we're still going to be cold and slowly build up our profits. And if that's what it is all month of August, and as long as I'm green, I'm building up my account. That's all that matters. All right. Comment down whatever you guys traded and give me tips. What do you think I should have done better? And yeah, so give me your P&Ls. I'm trying to hear what you guys are making today in these colder markets, especially on hotter days. I expect a lot of people to be making money, but on these colder days, I want to know who's really profiting the most. Even Ross, when he made over like $1,000, which is very, very small for him, but to me that would be crazy if I made it 1K. So I'll get there. eventually. All right, take care, guys. Have a good day. Bye.